Welcome back to Save Our Children TV. I'm back at it for a brand new video. I know I've been going for a minute. I didn't post this since I didn't post yesterday, which was Friday. I want to post two stories tonight. And these two stories are truly devastating. And both of these stories are coming out of Atlanta. And our first story is going to cover and be around bullying. And it talks about the case of 12-year-old Jada West, who was a 12-year-old student, has died after she was filmed in a brawl near with another girl after being ordered off the school bus. Authorities in Georgia have said Jada West died from a brain injury days after collapsing following March 5th fight that happened near her home on Villarica, just outside of Atlanta. Sickening cell phone video showed on Facebook by West Aunt DeQuila McClendon shows her and another girl appearing to argue over being kicked off the bus um, around 5 p.m. Quote, she done made all these people get off the bus. The person recording is heard saying, as West says, she doesn't know the person she was arguing with, quote, who was going to fight you over some noise. Another onlooker says, as the pair of students at Mason Creek Middle School exchange more words, quote, everybody, no, I kick A, so please don't start with me, the other girl says to West before the fight breaks out. West and the other girl are seen punching and slapping each other repeatedly before they fell to the ground with a loud thud. Quote, oh my god, Jada. A friend calls out after West appeared to fall on her back. Jada was able to get up and walk away, but had to be rushed to the hospital shortly afterwards when her heart stopped, according to her aunt. She posted a video of West in a hospital bed hooked up to various machines after she suffered brain damage. It may seem like a normal fight, but before my niece could make it home, her heart stopped. McClendon wrote on Facebook on Saturday, a day before her niece's death. The two girls did not know each other before the argument, which began at school and continued on the school bus, according to McClendon. They failed my sister, child, because we are broken by this, she wrote. Someone who has never been in trouble or a fight but stood her ground against a bully. West's mother said her daughter had been a frequent victim of bullying since her recent transfer to the school. Other details about West's death, including exactly when she died, have yet to be publicly released. As of yet, no charges have been filed, and no one else in the footage has been publicly identified, according to the Billerica Police Department, which is working alongside the Douglas County District Attorney's Office in this case. The local school district said it was deeply saddened by her death. We extend our heartfelt condolences and prayers to her family and loved ones during this difficult time. She'll be remembered by her teachers, her classmates, and all who knew her. A spokesperson told Fox 5, adding that it was under police jurisdiction as it was after dismissal and not on school property. Here is the news video.
Now to Georgia, and allegations of bullying at the bus stop, alleged bullying that turned deadly. The question now is, what can schools and politicians do about it? The parents of a Georgia sixth grader are demanding change after they say their daughter died from injuries suffered in a fight at a bus stop.
We got a 12-year-old that should be here.
Video from March 5th shows a school bus pulling away as 12-year-old Jada West and another girl yell and taunt each other.
Who is gonna fight you over some noise?
Moments later, a fistfight breaks out. The two fall to the pavement, with Jada landing on her back.
Oh my God!
A woman intervenes, and the girls separate, but police say soon after the clip ends, Jada went into cardiac arrest, and a few days later, She passed away.
We want to find out why she's not here. If it was some negligence by the school system, the bus driver, or anybody like.
Her mother says Jada was frequently bullied since being transferred to the school, and the family says her father visited the school twice to address the issue. The school district says this incident did not occur on school property or during school hours, and there is nothing to indicate that this is related to any on-campus activity. The family's lawyers say they're now exploring legal options. They're also pushing for lawmakers to intervene and require schools to report bullying to parents.
Georgia has a bullying problem. Georgia has an accountability problem. And unfortunately, Jada will have to be the beacon of light to the entire state.
Police are investigating Jada's death. No charges have been filed in this case.
Some thoughts on this particular story. Number one, I want to shout out Ben Crump and his team for taking this case. That's number one. Number two, a fight. A fight. Bullying should never be tolerated at any type of way. And the sad part about it is that Jada was innocent and she was being bullied since she moved. Till she moved to that part of town. And when she stood up for herself, okay, stood up for herself, you had individuals who stood by and didn't do anything but instigate and record it and did not intervene. And this bullying been going on since the children was at school, from the school to the school bus, from the school bus to the community where the houses are at. And so more needs to be done. And it's a sad situation because bullying is a big crisis in America. It really is. It's a crisis. And our person that is doing the bullying, you should think twice. You should think twice and look at Jada's story and tell yourself, is it worth me bullying someone? Because look at this 12-year-old child who had her whole life ahead of her, and now she's gone because of other people's bad decision. Those who want to be cool hang around with bad influence, and they cause her to lose her life. And people like that should be held accountable. There shouldn't be no excuses. But this is a sad situation. My prayers go out to the mother. My prayers go out to the father. My prayers go out to her loved ones, cousins. Prayers go out to Georgia, all those who are affected throughout the world, because this was senseless, and those responsible should be held accountable. And earlier today, around 2 o'clock this afternoon, they had a funeral, and I watched the whole thing, and it ended about 4:15 p.m. And to see all those people impacted by this tragedy, that's what it was. It was a tragedy. Broke my heart. Her family, cousins, community, the pastor speaking. We got to do better. We have to do better for our children. Know what your children are doing. If you as children, and you know your children is a bully, you should handle that. You should handle that because it can turn left quickly. So, again, rest in peace, Jada West, forever 12. You will never be forgotten. And we will remember your name, we'll remember your legacy, and we will get justice, full justice for you. Whoever responsible is going to pay for what they did. Thank you for watching this first part of the story. We're going to move on to our second part of the story. Now, the second part of the story is tragic. Let's talk about Zuri Dixion. This is our final story of the night. Zuri Dixion. She was 4 years old. She was stabbed to death by her own father. That is what's being alleged. Here is the brief. Atlanta police arrested Rashad Dixon for the Saturday stabbing death of his 4-year-old daughter, Zuri. Family and friends gathered for a vigil at the Allison Court Apartments to honor the young girl. Dixon remains at Farr County Jail facing charges of murder, aggravated assault, and cruelty to children. Atlanta police arrested Rashad Dixon Saturday after he allegedly stabbed his 4-year-old daughter, Zuri, in a domestic dispute at a Southwest Atlanta apartment complex. This is what we know. They said a prayer, lit candles, and released balloons. Family and friends held a vigil for a little Zoe Dixon, a 4-year-old girl whose life was snuffed out far too soon. This past Saturday, Zoe was stabbed at an apartment complex on the 1900 block of Allison Court in Southwest Atlanta. Police said a domestic dispute broke out in one of the units. Investigators said they found a man holding a little girl. She suffered serious injuries. She died a short time later. Police arrested Rashad Dixon. They have not released the exact details of how it all happened or his relation to Zuri, but family members said that she was his daughter. What they're saying is, I don't have any words. I still don't have any words, said Zuri Rose, Zuri's mother. The situation needs to be addressed, and maybe our story needs to be heard. Rose says that these past several days have been tough. It's hard just to wake up when you don't feel like waking up. Rose said it's a day by day task when your firstborn, your only daughter, is not with you. Somebody you see every single day is not with you. That ain't no easy task to conquer. Rose says her daughter was bright. My girl was destined to be great. She had an especially sophisticated palate for a little girl. She liked red snapper. She liked oxtails. She liked beef, patties, sea bass, Ross said. She had a sense of humor, but most of all, Zoe was loving. You can tell her no, but at the end of the day, she'd be like, give me a hug, and then you just can't tell her no, Ralph said. Ralph wanted to tell her story with the hope someone can take away something positive from this enormous tragedy. Something great is going to happen. It's not going to stay here, Ralph said. Right now, Rashad Dixon is behind bars at the Farm County Jail. He faces numerous charges, including murder, aggravated assault, and cruelty to children. Zoe family has set up a GoFundMe, and here is the news video.
Tell her no, but at the end of the day, she'll be like, give me a hug. I want the hug. And then you just can't tell her no.
A 4-year-old's life cut tragically short. Tonight, loved ones gather to say goodbye, how they are remembering her. That is where we begin tonight on the News at 10. I'm Russ Spencer. Loved ones held a vigil for a 4-year-old girl who was stabbed to death in southwest Atlanta. That happened in the 1900 block of Allison Court. A man who family members say is her own father is behind bars tonight, charged with her murder. Fox 5's Christopher King spoke with the little girl's mother. He's live in southwest Atlanta. Christopher, just an unimaginable loss.
That's right, Ross. Little Zuri Dixion died after she was stabbed. Police say it happened during an argument. Tonight, Zuri's mom says she hopes her story can help at least one person.
We lift up this precious family.
They said a prayer.
I need to pick it up.
Lit candles.
Rest in peace, baby.
And released balloons, all during a vigil for little Zuri Dixion, a 4-year-old girl whose life was snuffed out far too soon.
It's hard just to wake up when you don't even feel like waking up.
This past Saturday, Zuri was stabbed at this apartment complex on the 1900 block of Allison Court in southwest Atlanta. Police say a domestic dispute broke out in one of the units. Investigators say they found a man holding the little girl. She suffered serious injuries. She died a short time later.
I don't have any words. I still don't have any words.
Police arrested Rashad Dixon. They have not released the exact details of how it happened or his relation to Zuri, but family members say she was his daughter.
This situation needs to be addressed, and maybe our story needs to be heard.
Zuri Rouse is Zuri's mom. She says these past several days have been tough.
So they about their task when your firstborn, your only daughter is not with you, somebody that you see every single day is not with you. That ain't no easy task to conquer.
Rouse says her daughter was bright.
My girl was destined to be great.
She had a sense of humor, but most of all, Zuri was loving.
You can tell her no, but at the end of the day, she'll be like, give me a hug. I want the hug. And then you just can't tell her no.
Right now, Rashad Dixon is being held behind bars at the Fulton County Jail. He faces numerous charges. They include murder, aggravated assault, and cruelty to children. Little Zuri's family set up a GoFundMe page. We'll have a link to it on our website. We're live in Southwest Atlanta. Christopher King, Fox 5 News.
Well, as their mother said, there are no words to describe just how terrible this is. Christopher, thanks.
Closing thoughts on this particular story. Number one, it was alleged that this happened over a beef, an argument with the mother and the father. There was an argument. Father got mad and did this to his child, stabbed her multiple times, killing her. Okay. Adults, if you're raising children and your children present in the home and you get into it with your significant other, leave the children out of it. Be adults enough to either go your separate ways, divorce, or don't have children. These children are dying at a young, rapid pace and age. You had a father that was so angry that he took it out on his own daughter, who was innocent. And sometimes I think parents do that because they don't want any physical connection to that woman that they're dating. So what they would do is take out the child innocently. And I think it's just so wrong. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, a violent argument should never lead to an unaliving of an innocent young girl. And I hope that this father face full, full justice, maximum sentence convicted. If he's convicted, he needs the very much maximum sentence. And people gotta understand this too. And this go for men and women. Know who you bring into the world. Know what I mean by that is know who you're laying down with and bringing children into the world with. Because not everybody's suitable to have children. Everybody thinking caps are not up there. So if dealing with a person that's violent and you bring a child into this world with a violent person, that doesn't help that doesn't help a situation because a violent person never changes. So prayers go out to the family, the immediate family of Zuri Dixon. This case is so disturbing. A 4-year-old baby who is so young and had her whole life ahead of her, gone over a dispute. I mean, for what reason would you need to take your child out like this? For what reason whatsoever? And I think that our system is so broken because a lot of these parents today, believe it or not, are violent offenders. They're violent to their own children. And when you're violent like this, things like this happen. I pray that the family can heal. I pray that they can get the justice that they deserve. I pray that this is a wake up call to everyone who have children or don't have children. If you're in a violent, toxic relationship, get out of it because it gets worse and worse and worse. WWW. It gets worse and worse and worse, and it never stops. So don't become a victim. Don't. It's a sad case. Two major cases coming out of Atlanta. Devastating cases. And heartbreaking cases. We gotta do better. We gotta do better, America. So I'm gonna say, pray for both of these families, and may justice be served. And I will see you guys back here on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.